Hello, every YouTube buddy! Well, I finally got around to publishing another raw, idiotic footage episode, and this time I've decided to try out Borderlands 2. This is just a collection of clips that I recorded as I was learning how to play the game, so definitely you're going to see some antics and some bloopers. Anyway, before we begin, I thought I'd share with you my entire Steam library and what's in there. This is how I decided to play Borderlands 2. I looked through my library. I saw that I have Arma 2, a couple of the titles there. Not going to bother with that. Assassin's Creed 3, of course, I played about 11 episodes on YouTube and then I abandoned it. I did play the entire Assassin's Creed game. I played all of the BioShock games, but as you know, I'm now on BioShock Infinite, and you can see that that's installed right now. So I definitely mean to return to it as soon as I'm done with Crisis 3. And you can see that I finally installed Borderlands 2. I grabbed this game for free as a concession for being one of the early adopters of SimCity. SimCity had some major problems, so they gave us a choice of a few free games, like Battlefield 3, Borderlands 2. I chose Borderlands 2 because I've never tried any of the Borderlands titles. You can see I've got Crisis Warhead and Crisis Wars in here. I completed both of those, never did anything online. Dead Space 2, I did a full walkthrough. Dear Esther, I did a full walkthrough. Right here, Dishonored, I did a what was it? It was just raw idiotic footage. And then I've got Dota 2 in my Steam library. Where the hell did that come from? I don't know where that came from. Anyway, and then I've got a Dota 2 test. Okay, random games in my library. Elder Scrolls 4, I did a bunch of videos on that. I've done over 300 videos on Skyrim. I've got tons of Fallout 3 videos. I've got 400 Fallout New Vegas videos. I did a full Far Cry 2 on my own, off camera. I've got all the Half-Life titles. The Half-Life 2 Lost Coast is kind of like a benchmarking tool. I've never bothered uploading anything like that, but I might later on. Medieval 2 Total War, I played that before I ever got into YouTube. And what's next? Oh, Portal. I never uploaded any videos, but I loved the game and played that 3 or 4 times. I've got a single player and a co-op walkthrough of Portal 2 on YouTube. I've got about, I think, 11 Rage videos. I started that, but I had to abandon it because it was approaching the Skyrim release date. I've played some Torchlight. I've never opened up Torchlight 2, but Torchlight 2 was a gift, compliments of Archie's Games. And if you remember, Archie's Games is the channel on YouTube that gifted me also the Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, and that's why that's who made the entire Fallout 3 walkthrough possible, because I probably never would have bought Fallout 3 had it not been for his gift. Okay, and then I uploaded about 10 Two Worlds 2 videos, and then I abandoned that. There's a Ubisoft test app, don't know what that is. Universe Sandbox, I shouldn't have even bought that. That was kind of a waste of money. Now you'll look at this, The Witcher 2. This would be a good series to continue. It'd just be raw idiotic footage of Witcher 2, but because I mean to do a full walkthrough of The Witcher 3, which will finally be a real open world fantasy RPG that could give Skyrim a run for its money, then maybe I should finish a Witcher 2 beforehand, up to the launch of Witcher 3. XCOM Enemy Unknown, there's another game I never knew was in the library. Okay, well anyway, enough of Steam. Let's hop into Borderlands 2. And before I show you all the idiotic footage, let's just go through the settings really quick. And also, as we're going through the footage, I'll kind of explain my first impressions of Borderlands 2. It's not very positive, but just stay tuned. So here's the settings I chose. Chose full screen, makes perfect sense. VSync on, and then I capped my frame rate at 60. There's no reason to go above 60 because my monitor maxes out at 60 hertz anyway. And when I'm recording, I drop to 30 frames a second anyway. Everything else, a lot of this stuff is on there. See, I'm recording in 1440p, which worked out pretty well. In fact, I got a consistent 30 frames per second through my entire recording session. Ambient occlusion is on, depth of field is on, anisotropic filtering is up to max. Pretty much everything else is up to max too, except for FXAA, which is off, and it's really ugly. So, okay, let's do it. Okay, so here's my first scene, and for those of you who played the game know that this is like the second chapter, or the second part, about maybe 15 minutes into the game or so. It's called, I'm at the Liarsburg, and I'm fighting my first real battle, and I'm learning how to aim and how to shoot properly. It's really disorienting. You know, weapon spread plays a big part in the game. So does criticals, and also flesh damage, things like that, like elemental damage will play a big part. You'll see what I mean later on in one of the later clips. Yeah, see, like there's a critical right there. You can boost your critical chance to hit. You can do all kinds of things. There's that damn, what is his name? Well, there's a monster, a bullymon. But the Claptrap. There's a robot called Claptrap. That was one of the most annoying things during my casual rampage through the first part of this game. His voice was so annoying, I just wish I could have somehow changed it or just disabled it altogether. I reduced the voice sound, or you know, the voice levels by like 60%, just so I didn't have to listen to him. There he is. That. Yeah. So I have to find his eye, and that will be in a later clip. I like the loot. You can find some useful stuff around the around any area that you're in, but a lot of it's money, and you fill up on ammo really quickly, and you fill up on health quickly too. In fact, I don't think I could grab any more health because I'm already at like 86%. Yeah, but I do like the loot. You have to look for containers to loot, and they're not very obvious either, so that's kind of fun. And I noticed that Borderlands 2 received a Metacritic score of 90, I believe, and a lot of people think that was well deserved, and but we all have our own opinions about games, right? For some reason, I was extremely annoyed at many parts of the game, and my annoyances were too distracting to really enjoy the game immensely. I like this, you know, the vending stations. Those are kind of fun. They remind me of like BioShock vending stations. But yeah, so like I said, one of the annoyances was Claptrap's stinking voice. I mean, I was finding ways to kill that robot. I didn't care if he was a critical character or not, like a major NPC or not. I just wanted to get him out of the game. But let's see, what else got really annoying. Oh yeah, some of the dialogue. The humor was forced. Actually, a lot of the humor was forced, and I wasn't all that amused by it. It was, you know, very contrived dialogue. There was a really annoying part. There was some audio log that I was listening to of one of the villains, and he was munching on pretzels as he was talking, and that was just so stinking annoying. I don't know why the writers would write that into the main quest or even into dialogue at all. It's just disgusting. I mean, you know, there's some parts of every game that are annoying, you know, like Fallout 3, how some of the characters will just burp right in your face. Of course, that was probably the most annoying part of Fallout 3, but luckily that was about it. I liked everything else. The combat system here is okay, but the boss battles were also really annoying. And like right here, I just got continuously clobbered by RPGs, just non-stop. And it took about maybe 10 minutes and 5 or 6 deaths to defeat this guy. Not him. That's Boone. That's the guy, that's the boss's brother. Yeah, let me explain a few things that I did like about it. I do like the customization. I do like the amount of weapons. in the game. I do like the depth of the game, and I do like the length of the game. Just the fact that it would take I think 30 or 40 hours to finish the game just using the main quests, and so there's some enormity to the game right there. So that, some points for that. I kind of like how you can see the damage, the actual points of damage flying off the character. It's the same thing that BioShock Infinite does. Yeah, here's one of the customization screens. That there's a skill that I can add now. I think in here I was just trying to figure it out for the first time. It's disorienting when you first go into it, but it makes sense. And there's 3 different skill trees or groups, and I'm in the gunpowder tree. I'm going to add a saber turret right now. That allows me to slap a turret on the ground. And then, of course, a lot of the skills and a lot of perks you can use to increase or to improve the things like the turrets. Like the med packs too. You can use skills to improve your grenades in the way that you handle criticals too. You can improve your elemental damage. You'll see some kind of incinerator weapon that I use that lights people on fire, and that's very useful. That actually makes a big difference in battle. I think I show you. I don't know if I actually show me slaughtering this boss, because it took me so many times I got frustrated and I stopped recording. Okay, in this clip I receive a grenade mod, and I don't think I really figured out how to use the grenade mods yet. And yep, I'm still fighting that damn boss up there. So Big Bertha, I'm not sure exactly who Big Bertha is, because Boom is the boss, and then he keeps throwing these psychos at me that I have to keep killing, and I didn't realize it at this point, but I could have really used my turret. I could have deployed my turret, and that's one of the main reasons you grab it so early in the game, is to use against these idiots, the minions that the boss throws at you. Oh yeah, so I put the turret on the ground. That's what that timer is ticking right now. And then I fell right off of the battle arena, so I had to walk all the way around. But meanwhile, my turret is back there, and it was chopping away at the psychos. Okay, now this is a little bit further on in the game. I show you my incendiary weapon. See, it's very effective. And I put a turret on the ground. That's effective too. So using incendiary weapons with the turret, I found is quite the combo. And I wanted to master explosives. So if I do decide to play Borderlands 2, I'll probably do mostly explosives. So anyway, that's all the footage for this time. I'm probably going to upload a few more raw idiotic episodes of Borderlands 2, and maybe at some point I'll figure out what the hell I'm actually doing in the game. But meanwhile, I'm probably going to play Borderlands 2 offline. I might get through the game, and I might not. I'm not sure. I'm not quite interested enough to open it up more than a few more times, but we'll see. Okay, so if you like this idiotic footage of me being a total complete idiot on Pandora, then click the like button. You can add a comment, tell me about your impressions of the game, which might be different than mine. And remember, this is just my opinion. I don't really like Borderlands 2, but you might. Alright, and follow me on Twitter, and then you'll get an alert every time I upload something. Alrighty, we will see you next time on Pandora. Thanks for watching.